is using Sting. Perfect. Perfect. People have this notion last night that Sting is just here to protect John Cena. Now, I know a lot of people that follow me on the social media, and you're all smart people. Well, most of you. 90% of you. But it was not to protect Cena. What they've had Sting become is what he was in WCW to the NWO. A vigilante that is against the heel stable, which is now the Authority that's in power. And people say, yeah, but I want to see him more. They're doing it just right. When you have too much of something, it wears off. You're waiting for more. You're waiting for more Sting. Thinking, when is he going to come next? It's brilliant. I thought the way that they did this main event last night was brilliant. Cena did not come across as the strong Super Cena. Oh, it's 3 against 1. Here's Cena hulking up. Cena has found superhuman strength and he beats them. No. Cena was losing that match. Rollins was going to curb stomp him. Cena was going to lose the match. Rowan, Ryback, Ziggler remain fired. No. Sting appears. Sting saves the day. Sting got them their jobs back, not Cena. Cena, yeah, technically on paper won the match. But Sting won it. And I think that they are using him perfectly. Perfectly. And if you had any doubt that there was a Sting Triple H match happening at WrestleMania, well, now you have no doubt. Now you have no doubt. Last night was the exclamation point and the final check. We have a match. And how surreal was that moment, folks, if you think about it? The face of WCW Monday Nitro. The face of World Championship Wrestling. The franchise of that company. Who would have ever thought? And I tell you right now, when I started watching wrestling, and I'm watching it in 98, 99, I would have never thought that Sting would be on Raw. And even when WCW was bought out by WWE, I knew that Sting was not a Vince McMahon guy. And I never thought I'd see the day. First of all, I never thought I'd see the day that Sting would be in the WWE. And that changed at Survivor Series. But Raw has been the program. The wrestling program has been on since 93. That's the standard bearer now for wrestling programs. It's Raw. And such a historic meaning that program has to all of us. And it went up against Nitro. And the face of WCW was on Raw last night. That was incredible. And think about it. You have the NWO on last night. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Big Show, The Giant, Booker T on commentary, Sting. Nitro was pretty great last night. And for people that have tweeted me, emailed me, and said, Chris, you're a wrestling guy. You know, you seem to know a lot. You kind of post stuff a couple hours, a couple days before it happens. Do you have anything on Sting not being able to, or Sting with his baseball bat? Excuse me. Sting not being able to use the baseball bat. The people I have spoken to that are close within the company and close within things, Sting is not being permitted to use the baseball bat because it is kind of against their PG era. Triple H is allowed to use the sledgehammer because, and I swear to you, people, this is a guy's quote that I got from somebody that is close to within the company, that Triple H can use his sledgehammer because the sledgehammer is not easily accessible to kids. Baseball bats are. So if you have a 7-year-old watching and you see Sting with the baseball bat, they're going to think it's cool for someone to point a bat at somebody and hit them. Which I think is a bunch of garbage. Because isn't it easily accessible for a 7-year-old kid to access a steel chair and hit somebody with it? Yeah, they're not hitting them in the head, but they can hit them in the back of the leg. That's not easily accessible. So that's what I've heard from people, that the baseball bat goes against their PG ways. But they have said, well, Triple H can use his sledgehammer because it's not an object that Vince deems accessible to kids, so there wouldn't be any accidents. I'm not buying that. And I even told people, what you're telling me now, it's either true, or it's bullshit, or it's a little bit of both. I mean, how can the baseball bat be banned but not steel chairs? But I'm liking WWE, what they're doing with Sting. Keep it up. And since TLC, where people have been really critical of the product, and the couple of shows after that, they've really picked it up. And I thought Raw was by far the best we've seen so far. Again, it's early, but the best so far of 2015.